What's up, everybody? This is Dr. Chris Featherstone here for yet another episode of The Legion of Raw. I'm here with none other than former WWE head writer himself. He is the one in a whole lot of weeks straight beating WCW Nitro in one. Vince Russo, how are you, man?
What is going on, Dr. Chris? Very long day. We've got a lot to do tonight. I've got to watch an episode of Unreal when we're done doing our business, and all I want to do is go to bed.
Go to bed, man. Absolutely. 100%. On this Labor Day weekend, working on Labor Day, man, it goes to show our dedication to our crafts and what we do, man. Absolutely. Yes. All right, Vince, let's get right into it. We got Jey Uso cutting an in-ring promo, calling out the Vision, but LA Knights comes out. Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker appear, issues a challenge for the main event for tonight. So this is all building to the next PLE, which is the WrestlePalooza ESPN special in a few weeks, Vince. So what do you think?
Well, I've got written down, what the F are they cheering? And that is followed by overseas crowds make for shitey TV.
I think I've asked you this before, but you didn't travel with, because that was in 2002, I believe. Yeah, it was the when they would start doing the European crowds a lot. Other than they had when Michaels won the European Championship. Were you there then? Beat Bulldog?
Where?
Did you go?
No, I never went over. I only went to Canada.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Yeah, I never went overseas.
Wow. Yeah,
was it like this? Were the crowds like this back then?
It wasn't as rowdy, but it's still that age-old soccer crowd, man. I mean, it's not just a wrestling thing; it's a European soccer crowd. So they've been doing that for a long time. When they would do their European specials, and it wasn't like Insurrection and all that. There was another one, Rebellion, I think it was. They would have that, but they wouldn't feature a lot of European, television. But yeah, I mean, they had their.
Do you want to hear something? Think about this. Digest this. Okay. The Clash in Paris, they sold 30,000 tickets. Okay. Mm-hmm. They set an all-time gate record for whatever building they were in.
Yeah.
Okay. Taylor Swift sold 4 nights out at 45,000 tickets. Mm-hmm. At 45,000 tickets, 15,000 tickets more than the WWE. Taylor Swift had a lower gate. Is that not unbelievable? First of all, we're talking about arguably the biggest pop singer in the world. Sold 15,000 tickets more than the WWE, and her gate was less.
Yeah. First of all, kudos to WWE for just stripping the money out off of the vulnerable people who are willing to swipe just for a chance of what people don't really understand is their football crowd. I mean, I say the same thing every week, Vince Russo, like a broken record. If they can get their money by charging those just insane prices, they're going to keep doing it, man. I mean, like, I gotta give it up to the WWE.
I don't know if I give it up to the WWE because, Chris, I got to tell you something. With that last statistic I just gave you,
yep.
I really don't know if I believe the numbers anymore. I really don't know. When Taylor Swift is selling 15,000 more tickets and the WWE gate is higher, I don't know if I believe those numbers anymore. That's unbelievable. because Taylor Swift is getting, good money for her freaking tickets.
Yeah.
She's not giving them away, man. I don't know. When I heard that statistic today, I'm really like, okay, now are these numbers really legit?
Well, you have to think about it, Vince. That just means mathematically, if I'm doing my math right, that's just for every Taylor Swift ticket, WWE tickets are 1.5 times more, right? So for every ticket that's $100, WWE same ticket is $250. So that adds up, man. That adds up. I mean,
Here's what I don't know. What are they paying for? Because believe it or not, bro, I got free tickets to a Taylor Swift concert when she played, where the Broncos played. And I went this was only a couple of years ago.
Yeah.
What's If It Feel Cold? I can't even remember where they.
I was trying to figure it out. Yeah.
Empower Field. Yeah. So I actually went there because I got her tickets free from a radio DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Bro, I would definitely go to a Taylor Swift concert 100 times sooner than I would go to a WWE show. That's what I'm always looking at. I mean, Taylor Swift, whether you like her or not, I think she's mediocre at best, but the show was worth the money. She played for a very, very long time. I'm going to say this again. Who are they paying to see on these shows? Who are we paying that kind of money to see? Becky Lynch?
No, Vince. I think the answer is very clear. You want to know the answer to that question?
Yes.
They're paying to see themselves. That's what they're paying to see, Vince. I think it's as clear as the day is long. They are paying to see themselves. That's the atmosphere that's been created in 2025 and even before. Fans are willing to pay. Fans are willing to get in debt to put themselves as the bookers of shows and as the one who's moving the needle and controlling the atmosphere of the shows every single week, man. I've talked about it here. I've talked about it on Pancakes and Power Slams with actual psychology classes of why that happens. Like I said before, the fans have infused themselves, has forced themselves in the writer's room, and they're willing to keep that up and pay what they need to do to influence the atmosphere of the show every single week. So if that results to them getting in debt and paying 1.5 times more than a Taylor Swift ticket for the same type of wrestling product that you get every single week, they're willing to do it to put themselves over, man. That's just the way. That's just the way of the world nowadays in the world of pro wrestling, man.
There is no way in the world this company is going to draw one casual fan, man. There's no way in the world. Absolutely no way in the world. There was a lot of buzz around the Clash in Paris, yesterday online within the internet wrestling community, where they were going to do something really, really big at the end of the show because ESPN has Lollapalooza and they wanted to set up Lollapalooza. So they made everybody believe The Rock was coming. They made everybody believe Brock Lesnar was coming. Bro, when the pop is now around AJ Lee, now that is absolutely embarrassing. That's what the pop is down to now. AJ Lee. That's the pop now.
Yep, 100%, man. They've marked them. They've put themselves into a spot where they're willing to get AJ Lee pop.
A 38-year-old woman who hasn't wrestled in I don't know how long. That is the pop now. That man, bro, they're running out of pops. Like what we just did Nikki Bella.
Yes.
How are we gonna do it?
Now they're booing Nikki Bella, by the way. So
oh my god, bro. We literally are at the bottom of the barrel of freaking pops.
We are running out of pops. And then they'll AJ will come in, she'll have her pop, she'll have the mixed tag, and then she'll blend in with everybody else, or she'll leave. And then they'll try to get a pop from Lita or something like that.
Oh,
again.
yeah. Well, don't forget, they still got Paige sitting on the sideline.
They got Paige. Yes,
oh, they got her sitting out there. That's another pop in the pocket.
Yep, they got a pop in the pocket, man. They just got pops. They got a box of pop rocks just right in their pocket. So.
I got to tell you, Chris, something very, very interesting. I'm watching the Unreal series now because I'm reviewing it. And I have guests come on, like surprise guests come on and review it with me. So I actually saw the third episode today, and a lot of the third episode revolved around Chelsea Green. And Triple H says in this episode of Unreal, and I quote, Chelsea Green winning the U.S. title is going to take her to the next level. Has that taken Chelsea Green to the next level, Chris?
Absolutely not. No.
Absolutely not. I'm like, it's hysterical with Triple H. Like, does he not understand? You put that out, and then you've got people watching this and saying, well, kind of Chelsea Green has kind of gone down from the time she won the U.S. title. So who is that on, Hunter? That's on Chelsea Green?
Well, you know that logic, Vince. It's, hey, we gave you the spot. Yeah, you didn't maximize the spot, man. So we're going to have to demote you. So it definitely hasn't promoted her. If anything, it's slightly demoted her or kept on the same level. So, no.
God, but there's a spot on this Unreal, Chris, where she's going over for the U.S. title. And they want her to, she has a finish established that she's been using for years and years and years. Yeah. And they want her to use a different finisher that she has never done before. It's off the second rope. She's totally uncomfortable doing it. And then she's kind of like, I'm not doing that. And I'm just watching this and I'm like, why would you do that? This girl has established a finish for years and years and years. You come up with this new finish that she's uncomfortable. Like, what is the point of that?
The pop. I mean, that new finish is, I mean, I haven't watched it, but I'm thinking if there's a finish off the top ropes, it generates a bigger pop than the finish that's on the mat. And so
it was a leg drop. It was a leg drop off the second rope.
A leg drop off this. That sounds very normal.
And and I got to tell you, she's like, I ain't doing it.
Interesting. I don't remember how that finished.
She got her finish in.
Oh, okay. She got her original finish.
She got her original finish. But I'm like, what is the point of, like, there's no point to that.
Yeah. I wonder if more people spoke up from themselves in that way, how the locker room would be different. And if what we see on the television would be different at all. Do you think it would be?
Yes, I do.
Yes,
I do.
And which makes me think how much of that was for the sake of production, though.
Yeah.
What do you think? You think,
I don't know why it would be for the sake of production, because in the interim, you're making people look stupid. Shane Helms is the one giving her that finish, and she's like, totally, I don't understand. I've never done that. I've never done anything off the second rope. I've established my finish for years and years and years. So if they're doing it to create controversy, they're kind of making themselves look stupid.
I mean, well, that's the whole series, Vince. I mean, that's basically what the whole series presents itself in the first place. But it's just weird to me that there's just cameras on these stuff. You know, I mean, these it's just not a simple conversation that people are having. It's just cameras around so conveniently in these conversations. It just seems a little bit too artificial to me.
Yeah, this show is nothing compared to what they talked about, man. Nothing. I just like to watch this show because I like to pinpoint the things they don't realize they're doing. That's why I like to watch the things they're saying that they don't realize they're saying. Just speaks volumes if you know what to look for.
Sure. Yep. We get Kabuki Warriors defeating Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. There's a couple interactions there.
Bro, this is about now the third week where they've replayed the same exact backstage. Yep. We've talked about this. This is like week 3 where we've seen the same exact story. Exact story. Mm-hmm. So what does this lead to? Asuka turning heel against Io Sky?
Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I said the same thing a few weeks ago when we first started this. I mean, what's the payoff? The payoff is Asuka turning heel. I mean, we've seen that so many different times. She's turned heel, she's turned face, she's turned heel, she turns face. It's just they had something going with Asuka when she first came, and when she had that
an unbeaten streak or something. Chris,
yeah, she had the undefeated streak in NXT, and it worked. She was just, they booked her so strongly, and then they brought her up, and then there was still that residual type of aura with her, but not as much. She just blended right in, and I think the death knell for her was when she lost to Charlotte at WrestleMania a few years ago, because it was that, or I think it was probably it was right before, I think, or something like that. Because I remember Charlotte won, and I think she beat Asuka to have the title in order to set up the triple threat in Jersey. I think it was the one that Becky won. So that was, I forgot which one that was, 30 maybe. The women's main event at the end, they wanted to throw the belt on Charlotte and then throw the belt on Rousey, I think it was. And so then that was at the expense of Asuka. And so then I think they had a match at WrestleMania 30 in New Orleans, I think it was too, and Asuka lost that. And so it was just, man, they just blew it. They blew the aura of Asuka, and I don't think she's rebounded since, man. There was a couple times where, they had her champion, but nah, it just doesn't feel right with Asuka anymore, unfortunately. We have Nikki Bella talking to Io Sky, and then Finn Balor defeating Dragon Lee. What's your take on this?
Whatever, bro. Like,
yeah, I mean, what? I mean, again, man, you know what? When we were talking about it would be interesting if Dragon Lee became like an ice advocate. You know what I mean? Like something different, man. Yeah. That would bring something really cool to it. And so, but until then, 50-50 matches and until he gets released. You know what I mean? So that's really unfortunate for him. Backstage, we got Nikki Bella talking to Io Sky. And then the Kabuki Warriors interrupt, and then Asuka acts assertive to Nikki and Io, and she commends being in Io's corner. Now, this is what I don't understand with this sequence here. The first time Io went to the Kabuki Warriors, Asuka was like, oh, everything's, water's under the bridge, all is well. What happened in between that last time they talked and this segment that caused her to be assertive again, minus Nikki talking to her? Like, no one can talk to her?
What I got out of this was Io Sky again is telling Asuka, I don't need help. Like, bro, I don't know what they're doing with this. I don't know, Chris. It's such a, I swear to God, bro, it's such a chore to watch this show. I get depressed when I know I got to sit down and watch it. It's so hard to watch this freaking show. I mean, the next match is Penta and the Viking Raiders, who we haven't seen in God knows how long, against New Day and Grayson Waller. These three being together makes absolutely zero sense. The babies go over. Nobody freaking cares. It's such a chore, bro. That's why that's the thing, bro. That's what they're doing. The shows are so freaking bad that when AJ Lee is going to be a surprise, it's like Rock's going to be on the show. That has a lot to do with the shows being so bad. It's like, give me anything. Give me anything and I'll pop for it and I'll put it over and I'll say it'll be great. Like, bro, they're going to have a freaking mixed tag and CM Punk and AJ Lee are going to go over. And then AJ Lee is going to fall into the Nikki Bella spot, which Nikki Bella has already fallen to another name on the roster.
That's right.
I'm supposed to get excited over that?
No. But when you have it compared to The Rock and Brock Lesnar that you can't get, you'll justify more with having AJ Lee as a complimentary, to that, and so it's called the anchoring bias, and so there was a psychologist long time ago, 50s, 60s, Leon Fessinger. He had an experiment where someone would have $20 and someone would have $1, and the person who had $1 who got paid $1 after the interview, they would justify it more than the person who got paid $20, because you're trying to mentally and psychologically justify why the amounts were different and why you only got paid $1. You justify that. And so the fans, they act the same way. Like within this AJ Lee phenomenon, the same AJ Lee who no one really cared about as far as just her spot in WWE. But now, though, they act as if they've always wanted AJ Lee back and they want this big mixed tag team match. But I think this was forecasted from a while ago, though, Vince, because I called this out months ago that, eventually they were going to have the mixed tag between the two. And so it's something that we foreshadowed. But at the same time, it's like, we're just going to throw this here. We're going to cause this suspense. But when you peel back all the layers, we're talking about the wrestling fans putting AJ Lee to the proportions of The Rock at this point, as far as anticipation.
Chris, let's make no bones about it. When we were foreshadowing this, we didn't care then.
No, exactly.
We would just tell you, okay, this is obviously where they're going.
Exactly.
We didn't care.
Yeah. And it was going another pop, man. We need to have like a pop meter of like the people they pull from the bag. And it's like you having just a bag full of like balls and you're trying to pick different color balls, and then you pull one from the bag, you're like, hey, here we go. The fans like, it's just like you have that type of, and the fans will just buy into it.
And bro, it's funny because like I'm even seeing, like, I'm not going to mention any names, but I'm seeing a couple of people that cover wrestling and have been covering it for a long time that are friends of mine. I'm seeing them put it over.
Really?
And I'm just like, are you guys like, are we being serious here? AJ Lee's going to come skipping down to the ring in her sneakers and a little freaking skirt. And who gives a crap? Like, really, bro? Like, seriously? This is a big to do?
Yeah. And the fans will get excited, and then the fans will lose their interest. I mean, you have to talk about the attention spans of these wrestling fans nowadays, man. Again, case in point, Nikki Bella is getting booed. She's getting booed. Nothing of her own. She's wrestled the exact same the entire time she's been there. You have the scarcity effect. Now everybody's excited to see her because you haven't seen her for a while. And then just like that flicker just goes right out. And now you're like, okay, you can go back to where you were. Go. You can go back to where you were. And why won't AJ Lee be the same way? Right? Like, why won't she get the same treatment? I think what they'll do is they'll have the mixed tag match. But does that mean she's going to stay, more weeks? If I was AJ Lee, I would get my payday and be like, all right, I'm not going to be here every single week and interwoven into this, these storylines like I don't matter. I'm going to come in with the mixed tag, get my payday, go out. And I think that helps her brand if she does.
I'm with you, but I can definitely see her and freaking Becky going for the next 3 months.
For the Intercontinental Championship.
Oh, absolutely. Are you kidding me?
Absolutely. Yeah, I can see that. We get you talked about the 6-man. Then we get a backstage interview with Rhea Ripley, interrupted by Kabuki Warrior. So they interrupted
I
her.
swear to God, I'm watching this, and is it just me, or are they turning Rhea Ripley just into a regular person?
Yes, they are.
Remember they had the vignette last week with her and Io Sky where I literally thought they were going to kiss. I really thought they were. I was waiting for that. And then here she's got no crazy makeup. She's tame. Or what are we doing with her? I don't understand it.
And she's the one who has that. If you want to talk about the closest thing to an Attitude Era style pop, because you know how they used to go back to, the interviews when Kevin Kelly would interview The Rock or Austin. As soon as they show them, the fans erupt. And Rhea Ripley's getting that, similar effect. I mean, they'll see her backstage walking. She'll get a huge pop. Her music comes out. She gets a huge pop. Rhea Ripley gets one of the biggest pops in all of professional wrestling nowadays. Why wouldn't you capitalize on that and do something with it? Even if it's for the sake of putting her in a feud that's non-title. Eventually, with the pop that she's having, she's going to elevate something, and their heel is going to benefit being in a feud with her with the ovation that she has to draw more heat.
Because
they're not even doing that.
Chris, that's what I'm saying. I'm looking at this now, and I know I'm going to get heat for this. I could give two craps, bro, how much heat you put on me, because I'm looking at this presentation of Rhea Ripley, and I am asking myself, outside of the entrance, the music, and the big stomp, what else does she have? I don't understand. She wrestles a match like every other single female on the roster. We've seen her go 50-50 with everybody. So outside of the look, the entrance, and the theme song, what is there after that I'm excited about? You ask me that question about anybody in the Attitude. What am I excited about? Stone Cold Steve Austin after the glass breaks. What am I excited about? How about driving a Zamboni? How about driving a beer truck? How about Phil McMahon's car? How about fighting on a bridge? I could go on and on and on and on. Why am I excited about Rhea Ripley? And this isn't a knock on Rhea Ripley. It's what you just said, Chris. She's got the big entrance. She's got the theme music. She's got the look. She's got the stomp. After that, they give her nothing. Zero. She's got nothing. They put her in matches. That's it.
And I think that's probably the biggest issue with modern day professional wrestling, period, is that the matches overshadow the emphasis of the matches, overemphasize the emphasis of the characters. Rhea Ripley has it, man. My thing is this: when your character is big, less is more in the ring. And that is like pro wrestling 101. You gotta do the art and science of psychology when it comes to the ring. You gotta work, if you're this big intimidating person and you got this measly heel trying to go around you and stuff, work a leg, work an arm, do those things towards someone like a Rhea Ripley, babyface or heel, other than going 50-50 with someone half your size, because that takes away the bigness and hugeness of the character, and it makes you just as good as the person you are in the ring. The person in the ring against a Rhea Ripley should always come from behind, unless you're a Raquel Rodriguez or a Jade Cargill. Every other person should come from behind. It shouldn't be 50-50.
Bro, you know, it's like, I swear to God, it's like, you know, people want to know why I'm so hard on freaking Triple H. Bro, I could sit here and give you a million examples. They had something when they broke out Damian Priest and Rhea Ripley from Judgment Day. They had something. And let me tell you why they had something. Because there was never a guy-girl combo like that. And they really looked like legit superheroes. And if they would have kept that team together and that relationship together, that was different. Since those two split, they've done nothing with Rhea Ripley and they've done nothing with Damian Priest. So why wouldn't you have kept something together that was different and was special? You break that up, and now the two of them have been in no man's land for the last 6 months.
Because it makes me think of popcorn booking, though, Vince. Because the thing is, it takes too much time and effort to make that work from a long-term perspective. They don't really have long-term time to build any type of concept up, specifically a concept like that. Okay, where do we go? Let's do something with this. Okay, good in theory, but we just don't have the time to do it, unfortunately. Sorry. You know what I mean? And that's where they are right now with a lot of this content creation, with a lot of this production, with 2 or 3 shows a week and PLEs and AAA events and YouTube specials and now ESPN specials. They don't have the time to really spend on making us wait and just simmer and simmer. It's just popcorn booking for pops. Popcorn booking for pops.
I mean, bro, where that should have went, and bro, that could have been like 2 and 3 years. Bro, that could have went into a relationship. You would have saw more. That's what. And you're going to sit here and tell me that wouldn't have been more interesting to what the both of them are doing? Like, who is Rhea Ripley even in an angle now?
I mean, the arguing with Asuka and wanting her a title shot.
And what's Priest's angle?
I don't watch SmackDown. I don't know. I heard that he's him and Black are doing something.
Yeah, him and Aleister Black have been doing something for. I don't get. And bro, I swear to God, like what I would have done, like is build that. Bro, it's almost like, I don't know if you ever watched The Office, Chris, but when you watch The Office, you know, you had Jim and Pam working in the office, and that took years and years and years and years for real. She was engaged to somebody else. He had a crush on her. Took years and years and years. Bro, by the time the 8th season is over, they get married. Gotcha. But you knew early on this relationship was a part of the show, and it was a separate story that you were going to see grow throughout this series. You kind of had that with them. And then you just you break it up, and they both go to obscurity, and neither one of them mean anything now.
Well, that's the reason why it's so easy to move this person to SmackDown, move this person to Raw, because that alone, that elicits a pop. So it's like, okay, brand switch, pop. Okay, because instead of spending the time on the current brand to build a storyline and get people, you know, really sunk in to this character, it's let's just move them over to another brand to get another pop. You know what I mean? And so that's what we've been seeing.
I swear, if I was them, I would have done a thing where, you know, let them be, you know, Superman and Wonder Woman. You know, that would have been a great dynamic. It would have been really cool. They both had each other's back. That could have been really, really cool. We see that kind of over time developing into a relationship, right? And I'm talking over time. Bro, in the meantime, I would have had her husband ask for his release from AEW. I would have had him ask for it. And then, bro, all of a sudden we see this relationship and it's growing on camera. Then we see the big moment, the big kiss, and then all of a sudden next week the freaking husband shows up. I mean, that's great television. This is what I'm talking about. But it's like you said, Chris, and we called this a long time ago. We called it. The more content you throw out there, the more watered down it's going to be, the less thought there's going to be in anything. You and I said that off the bat, Chris.
Yep. Because you got Clash in Paris, and now you got WrestlePalooza, and it's like you get all these events, man. It's like you don't, in their mind, we don't want to give you like the same stuff over and over again, but we want to give you variations of it, just to say that we just got something on. And it's interesting. I mentioned this before. Y'all's run sheet compared to the current run sheet, as far as it's like y'all's used to be segment, and just really fine tuned.
Oh yeah.
But now it's just matches, and it's just like that's what we're dealing with now. It's just matches. You saw it on the board, Unreal matches, and it's just like that's what we're dealing with. Okay, we got a show in 2 weeks. We got a show in 3 weeks. We got Saturday night's main event now, and then we got a show in a week and a half. You know what I mean? It's show, content. You don't have time because you want to try to make it fresh every time. So you don't want to like have stories bleed into and bleed through shows. And so you just have different variations of matches for the fan reaction.
And bro, I'm telling you, and we got pops in the box, and I would not be surprised if they are relying on the pop. In other words, okay, AJ Lee in Chicago on SmackDown on September 4th. Okay, well, we're going to need to do something else 5 weeks after that. When's Liv going to be ready? Okay, pencil Liv in for, October 10th. And then wait a minute, Roman should be coming back in November. That's what I feel like it's like. Roman's out again, bro. So now we got another pop on this show. I literally feel like that's all we're doing. It's all mediocrity. When do we need the next pop? Liv's ready. Okay, call Liv. Call Roman. That's what I feel like this company, and now we're down to AJ Lee pops. We just did the Nikki Bella pop.
Yep. And Brock showed up when against Cena? Was it SummerSlam?
Maybe. I don't even remember, bro. I don't even remember.
What is this? September 1st? Yeah, it was SummerSlam, wasn't it? So because it was Cody beat Cena to get the title back at SummerSlam, and then Brock came afterwards.
And we've yet to hear from Brock.
That's what I was going to ask you. Has there been any reference of Brock on SmackDown?
Oh, there's been reference, but we've not heard. They've done nothing.
What type of reference?
Just replays.
That's it.
That's
Just
it. Oh yeah, absolutely. That's it, bro.
Wow, that's it.
That's it.
So 3 weeks after Brock Lesnar makes a debut after being gone 2 years, the only thing that you have for the past 3 weeks are just references.
Yeah, that's it. That's it.
Pop. Yep. And so he got the pop. He got what he want. They got what they want with him. And it's like, is it even setting up? Like they haven't even teased setting up for a match. It's just because it was Cena and Logan Paul recently, right? Mm-hmm. So now it seems like Cena versus Brock's going to be the next thing, but Brock hasn't been advertised. Like there's no need for the surprise pop anymore. Advertise the guy now. I mean, have people watching the show. Like you and I talked before. Like I'm fine with the surprise pop if it's going to have a really big type of impact. But okay, you've already got the surprise pop. Advertise the man, but that's why it's like, not why advertise them if the same people are going to be glued anyways, and we're not getting casual fans, and we're going to get another surprise pop in another random town, and so there's not even a need for advertisement anymore. So yeah, it's unfortunate, man. We have Roxanne and Raquel
No,
talking to Adam Pearce.
aren't we down to AJ and Dom? I think we're
No. Backstage, we have Raquel and Rodriguez and Roxanne Perez talking to Adam Pearce. And then Lyra Valkyra comes in and argues.
God, I missed that one.
Yeah. I think she checked on Bailey too, and Adam said that he talked to Bailey. You know, she still have some loose screws. He didn't say that, but basically,
Bailey was not on that. Well, Bailey, is she on SmackDown or Raw?
She's on Raw. Yeah,
Okay,
she's
she
having
was
no
not on this
segments,
show.
but she didn't have a segment from what I recall, from what I saw. But Adam talked to Bailey because Lyra checked out and stuff like that. So, but she was the same person that said that she didn't want anything to do with Bailey, but now she does all of a sudden. Dominic and AJ interference by El Grande Americano. He retains the title. What you got on this, my man?
Yeah, I mean, bro, good for AJ. I mean, he got an unbelievable pop over there and stuff. I mean, and that's great. I mean, that's good. Bro, listen, let's not lose sight of those pops for the wrestlers over there. Good for them, bro. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I'm sure it means a lot for them. I'm just talking about, like, I don't know, bro. Like, the reality of the situation is, if we're going to be totally honest, they gave up on trying to get casual fans a long time ago. Mm-hmm. This show is not for casual fans, and that's why I've got a date of when I'm going to stop watching this show. It's not for me. There's nothing in this show for me, and that's I will stick to my guns, bro, and say I don't know how long it's going to catch up with them.
Indeed. We got LA Knight cutting a backstage interview. Then we got the CM Punk in-ring promo interrupted by Becky Lynch. Becky Lynch just Seth Rollins comes out after a long bantering session between Punk and Becky. Punk looks at Seth, who he was trying to get to Seth, and then Seth goes back and he doesn't do anything. So it's like you were waiting at the front of the show for Seth to come in. Then you start talking, and then you had access to now go to Seth, and you do nothing but just look at him. And then Becky Lynch turns him around and just brushstrokes him a few times. And then, kind of shoves him and just kind of
walked away
with her head.
He walked away with his tail between his legs, and the end of this was totally flat.
It was flat. Yeah, it was flat. Yeah. But you heard chants multiple times as Becky was talking of AJ Lee.
I'm glad you were able to make those chants out, Chris. I was trying so hard every time. What are they saying? And
they were chanting AJ Lee. Yeah, and so basically they don't care how flat it feels, because AJ Lee's going to make up for it. He's going to get that big pop for that big mixed tag match, and so Punk and AJ Lee are going to win. So that's going to cause Punk to have another title shot. And then I think that Punk is finally going to beat Seth at a big pay-per-view for the title and actually have it this time longer than the cash in. So that's mark the dates. That's what's going to happen. I say probably. I don't even know what's October's PLE is. I have no idea. Survivor Series is typically in November, so that's 2 more months from now. But we'll see. And then the main, Braun Breaker and Bronson Reed defeating Jey Uso and LA Knight. Uso and Knight attack post-match, and Jimmy makes a save at the end.
And at the end, bro, they're freaking teasing a Uso reunion.
Yep.
And I'm like, we went through all that Jay stuff to put him back in a tag team?
Yep. Yeah. I mean, but here's the thing, Vince. You already had a match between Jay and Roman against Bronson and Braun, and they won. And now you're going to have – and I like Jimmy Uso, but now you're going to have a downgrade from Roman Reigns to go with Jay to have a same tag match of now the Usos versus Bronson and Braun. And so it's like you already beat them, but now we're going to see another version of this, the former bloodline. Again, if we get the Usos versus Bronson and Braun, there's no payoff to this. That's the reason why, Vince, I think that Bronson and Braun, I've said this multiple times before and I still stand by it. I think that they should be tag team champions. To me, the stakes are higher when you have those types of matches because it makes something, there's buy-in there. There's stake there. Other than the same story every week, the Vision having their moments at the end, you get tsunami, you get attacked, you get speared, you get barking, you get the same type of stuff every week. Now, if they were tag champs now, especially since Seth Rollins is world champ, it makes it feel like a monopoly, like a monopoly, right? It makes it feel like we're really taking over. But right now, the tag division, you have Judgment Day, Finn and JD as tag team champions. And just like the first reign they had it, they're not doing anything with the titles, man. So you got to make these Braun and Bronson champs. So.
And the freaking only thing that was funny and entertaining, and they already put a bullet in it, was the dude taking everybody's sneakers. That lasted 3 weeks.
Yeah, that's done. Yep. Again, Vince, you can't put. And I even said this last week when Bronson was talking about how, we're the real, Samoan tribe, and we went over to Australia and things like that, and it was throwing some history in there, and I'm like, okay, give me that. That's real. That's interesting. The only thing that I get out of this whole feud that's only been a few weeks is I get one mention of why he's jealous of Roman, and that's it. It's just a promo. And so now again, the Shula Fala stuff, it only has a short shelf life because now they're preparing for another event, another PLE that they have to change it up.
And meanwhile, the person who was doing the best job on SmackDown, growing in leaps and bounds, was Solo. Now you've taken the belt off of Solo. Now you got 4 dead freaking Samoans, bro. That mean absolute four guys, and Sami Zayn's gonna win that title.
What's Solo's group doing now other than
nothing? He just lost the title to Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I heard that. But what were they doing before then? Just being with him or what?
Yeah, that's it. That's
interfering matches and stuff.
Bro. Like,
yikes! All right, let's get to these questions, y'all. Awesome Sauce, $5. Vince, you have had the option to watch WWE for 2 more years or fight Roger Jackson in a cage for 5 minutes, including no stop.
This is a tough one.
That's a good one.
Because 5 minutes, I can't run away from him for 5 minutes. I mean, if it was a minute, does the cage have a top? Does the cage have a top on it?
It's up to him. Probably.
Okay, so I can't climb out of the cage.
Usually UFC cages, some MMA cages do.
I would get my butt kicked for 5 minutes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go, ladies.
I just cover up.
Roll
up into a cocoon and take it for 5 minutes.
Take it. Traffic Jam, $2. Becky Lynch joining Seth Rollins is wasteful. I mean, what else do you do? I mean, her joining the Vision, I will say that her joining a Vision makes sense. I mean, like that's her husband. But I mean, yeah, like I said, we foreshadowed AJ and Punk against Seth and Becky months ago, so it only made sense. Penguin $9.99. WCW always had the cliffhanger. We gotta go. We're out of time. That was Tony Schiavone. Yeah. Hated it as a kid, but realized how great it was now. Maybe you want to come back the next week. It made you want to come back the next week.
Yeah.
And I always remember Bobby Heenan say, no. And just
Yeah.
cliffhangers.
That's Mr. Penguins. That's a sense of urgency.
Yep.
There is no sense of urgency anymore, like at all. Like the sense of urgency is, please let this show end. I'm urgent that this show ends, but
yeah. Every week, man, I always say it doesn't have to be a hard close, man. And they should stop doing that. Stop doing the hard closes. If you want to do the hard close, save it for the crowd. Save it for the crowd. Television-wise, give us cliffhangers. Do a fade to black, man. Give us some suspense for the next week. Let the crowd enjoy the house show, the house matches and the dark matches and the hard closes. Give them that. They're paying customers. Give them what they want when it comes to that. But when it comes to us, the whole point of all this is to bring us back next week. Those same audience, they're not coming back next week. They're paying customers. Give them what they want. But the problem is they don't know how to separate the two. They're giving the paying customers what they want at the expense of episodic television, and that's where the huge divide is when it comes to television production nowadays.
Yep, agreed, Chris.
We got Penguins 499. So Jay is yeeting on entrance after being told by Pierce Medical didn't want to clear him. Way to sell the injury at Clash of the Castle. Yeah, multiple times yeeting. We got Zubair $5. That ending of Becky Punk segment make Punk look like a wuss. Punk should have GTS Becky. By the way, tired of these long, slow-paced matches. What do you think?
No, I agree. I felt the same way. I felt like Punk left with his tail between his legs, and it was flat. I did not like the ending of that.
Agreed. We get Zubair $10. Austin and Rock gave Steph their moves after provoked. Yet male wrestlers nowadays can't. But it's okay, woman to do man. WWE is too PC or scared to piss off woke crowd or being accused of domestic violence. Anything on that, my man?
I'm not buying that, bro, because if you've got a female out there slapping the crap out of a male, what I don't understand. At what point is it enough? Enough is that you're just going to stand there and let a female slap you?
Exactly.
I don't understand. What are you supposed to do?
100%. That makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever. We have EJ63385 499. Fans keep saying these crowds make the show better. Problem is the actual show is not better.
Well, I'm not hearing that from fans on my side. I'm hearing the exact same things that I'm saying, bro. Well, whatever, Chris.
Whatever. Zubair $5. Happy Labor Day, by the way. Wishing you all positive vibes. Please, for my birthday week, please sing me a song. Zubair. Very nice. Zubair back in action, $10. Thoughts on Stephanie endorsing VPN? Also, how does it make sense with this TKO partnership? UFC is on Paramount, but WWE is on ESPN, Netflix, and Peacock. Can't they make it easier for fans under one platform? Not if each of them are giving them multi-million-dollar deals. So, no, that's the reason why they're not doing that. And clearly, Stephanie McMahon knows nothing about a VPN because basically she just endorsed people watching the product for cheaper.
But you know what I think it is, though, Chris? I swear to God, I think it's them or her trying to get over with the fans because, hey, listen, we know now you got to buy all these other things, but there's another way. Why, Chris? Because the check's cashed. Exactly. ESPN has already given them the money, so now I'm going to baby face it and say, hey, you guys, you know there's a way to get in the back door. That's what it feels like, exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, definitely. Danimo 199. What we'll remember tonight, 10 to 20 years from now.
Bro, I got a review show tomorrow morning. I won't remember what I saw tonight.
Yep. I mentioned that before. I mean, you know, in 20 2035, 2045. What really do we have in this era to pull from to say, man, that was a really pivotal moment in pro wrestling history? Like, what do we have, man? 20 years ago, 2005, we have Brock, we have Kurt, we have those matches. And of course, before that, 85, Hogan, the advent of Hulkamania. So we have things within the two past eras 20 years ago. But nowadays, man, what do we have? We have Traffic Jam, $2. Dr. Chris, how would you book AJ Lee with CM Punk? Honestly, man, when it comes to AJ Lee and CM Punk, I think that it's something that CM Punk should have been. Right now, you're stretching thin CM Punk and Seth. We're getting so many different variations that I think you've jumped the shark a bit with this. I think this should have been on the fronter end versus the back end. I even said that this should have been in between Rumble. I remember saying this earlier this year. This should have been in between Rumble and Mania. And Mania should have been just a clear-cut Punk versus Seth. And then between it should have been the tag match because Becky is helping CM Punk. Becky's helping Seth with winning, but Seth wasn't a heel yet. But even after that, he turned heel. You have Becky join the Vision then, not daggone 5 months later. From his heel turn, I think you jumped the shark with a lot of stuff, and so. But now you have the pop, and you're building toward that because logic doesn't matter when it comes to time. It's just what do we have now to compete against AEW with this WrestlePalooza stuff? And so that's what they're doing now.
And not only that, with all due respect, what is the vision? Can somebody explain? We're going to win all the titles, and then what? Like what a vision is a vision. A vision is Martin Luther King gave a vision. That was Martin Luther King's what is the vision here? What a horrible name, bro. Like absolutely. What is the vision? We're gonna win the titles. We're gonna take over professional wrestling and do what?
See, that's the thing. I think that strategy or that philosophy could work if all three of them were actually booked as strong heels. Like, because you have the heels taking over, and that's basically setting up the big baby face of getting that heat. But when you have one of them, the fans are singing, one of them, the fans are barking, and the other one, the fans are booing. How is that really generating heat and really being a really strong heel faction? It's not. So it doesn't make sense. The philosophy goes belly up when two of the three people are being cheered by the fans. At least for Seth, his music is, and people are cheering Braun. So it's not working. We got Black Note, $10. Hey, Vince, I tried the 36-hour fasting. It worked. I just drank a lot of water. Thanks for sharing about your journey.
That's tough, Black Note. I was trying to do it today, but I quit at about 24 hours, man. It's tough.
Yeah. Let's see here. We got Zubair, $10. With rumors of Jericho returning to WWE, would Jericho be perfect opponent for Cena's last match, if not Rock? After all, Cena's first win on the pay-per-view was against Jericho. It's a full circle moment.
I don't know. Do we want to see Jericho?
I have zero interest of that. Zero interest on it. Personally, I have zero interest in seeing that. Michael Massarelli, $4.99. A vet like AJ has to wait 7 minutes for commercials and backstage promos before Dom comes out. What does that conversation look like behind the scenes?
I'll be honest with you, Michael. I don't even think there's a conversation behind the scenes. I really don't, man. I mean, that's the least of their worries, that they got AJ out there with his hand on his you-know-what for 7 minutes. I don't even think there's a conversation about that.
No. Young Reckless went on. Vince chatted you earlier, coaching, bro. We need you.
Oh, okay.
What that means.
I guess they need me and the coach, I guess. Yeah.
Traffic Jam, $2. Rhea Ripley is becoming a joke in WWE. Shameful. That's unfortunate. We got Rabbit Master, $5. Vince, what was the likelihood that Disco and Conan were told by a certain company, handle it? He's bearing our product, and they acted accordingly.
I don't think Disco would do that in a million years, Robert. I don't think that's a possibility.
Nancy, 279. Vince, would you have made Punk GTS her after slap?
Yeah, I would have. Absolutely. Maybe I would have let her slap him 3 times, because at that point, what are you supposed to do, bro? You going to stand there and get slapped?
And why not?
And she's a wrestler. She's a wrestler. Exactly. She's not a housewife. She is a professional wrestler. That's what she does for a living.
And why not have Punk get the pop in Paris by doing that? Yeah. Next week, you get the heat on Seth and Becky by both attacking Punk since he GTS'd Becky this week. And then you have AJ do the run in,
bro, you literally let him do the gimmick and let him get suspended and let the heels gloat about that for a couple of weeks. Then you bring in, AJ Lee.
Yeah. But I think the show is less than 3 weeks from now. So they're trying their best to throw it in within 2.5 weeks, man.
Oh, bro, the booking of this. Wasn't it Stephanie that called this the Triple H era? Didn't she? Oh my God! Like seriously, man. Seriously. Man.
Otis Linkman 499. Triple H's booking seriously lacks the reason to tune in. How do you feel about Chelsea Green winning the 2026 Royal Rumble?
God, that's a ways away, man.
Not too long. 5 months, 4 months, 4.5 months.
I don't think Otis, I love it. I love Chelsea Green. I think they've already given her spotlight. I don't think they're going to go back to that well. I really don't.
I agree. I think that Chelsea's a gem, but I think the ship has sailed with their interest in her. So. Yep. Traffic Jam, $2. Tag teams don't mean nothing today. What's new? Yeah, that's true. Rollins, $5. Rhea Ripley and Damian Priest in a romance angle would be hot. Priest and Rhea is a better feud and mixed tag against Seth and Becky instead of Punk and AJ Lee.
You could have used all 3 of them.
Rollins, $10. They might give the world title to Sammy to drop it to Logan Paul, and Logan drops it to Killer Cross or LA Knight. They gave the US title to Rey Mysterio, who dropped it to Logan, who dropped it to Knight. The world title? I think he he has a U.S. title now. I don't think that Logan Paul's going to win the world championship.
No, I would think.
Or Cross.
Yeah. Sammy is going to win the title, though.
Oh, I was one to call it. You already know Sammy's going to win the world title on your last day. We're going to wear Sammy.
Now they're talking about he's one away from the Grand Slam. Yeah. It's unbelievable to me. I have so accepted that I am not going to be upset at all. I'm going to laugh. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to laugh out loud. I won't be the least bit upset.
Sportskeeda, do us a favor. Add on to our review along with our pay for that Royal Rumble when Sammy wins, and it's Vince's last show. Vince and I's last show together as far as live post show. Put in the docket that both of us are going to get shipped Sami Zayn t-shirts, and we're going to wear Sami Zayn t-shirts live on air when he wins the Royal Rumble next week. Without a shadow of a doubt, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Give me a yeet.
Yeet.
There it is, right there.
Yeet. Yeet.
Absolutely. XPW Live 99 cents just for support. Thank you very much. All right, Vince. On that note, man, take us home.
Guys, you never been a brand member, go to patreon.com/Russo TWC. Get your free week of the brand if you want to join up. After that, tiers start at 75
Absolutely. Oh, froze on us.
cents.
Tier starts at 75 cents. Okay, you froze on us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, until next time, this guy right here, Vince Russo. I am Dr. Chris. This is the Legion of Raw. Have a good night, everybody. So long.